Mai kahiki kawahine o Pele, mai ka aina I pola pola. The woman Pele, she is the goddess of fire, daughter of Haumea, Mother Earth, and of her father Kanehoalani, the sun. She is told by her elder sister Namaho'okahai to leave Tahiti. They embark the canoe Honua Iakea, navigated by their elder brother Kamohoali'i, the shark god, and they leave to find the new fire and build a new home.
How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to spend a holiday away across the sea? How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to hang your stocking on a great big coconut tree?
1,600 kilometres northwest of the Australian mainland and 350 kilometres from the nearest landmass of Java, Christmas Island is one of Australia's most isolated outposts. The lack of human development, plus the island's natural isolation, has led to the development of a rich and unique ecosystem. But you have to look beneath the surface of the ocean to see why Christmas Island is such a special destination for divers. Christmas Island sits on an isolated extinct volcanic peak with sheer sides plunging 1,000 metres to the ocean floor. You can swim 100 metres from the beach to find yourself in crystal clear water over a kilometre deep, face to face with deep ocean wildlife that you would normally need a submarine to encounter. first thing that strikes you when diving Christmas Island is the almost supernatural clarity of the water. In most regions, visibility of 20 or 30 meters is considered spectacular. Here, with no pollution, no river runoff, and no land masses within 100 miles, the only limit on visibility is the light. The second thing you notice is the health of the reef. The lack of human interference and the isolation has protected some of the healthiest coral in the world, with 88 species known to flourish here. The third thing you notice is the abundant sea life. With no large-scale fishing, the reef population is stunning. Over 650 species of fish are known to call Christmas Island home. Like all tropical islands, Christmas Island is home to a healthy variety of sharks. These black and white tipped reef sharks are as harmless as they are beautiful. Despite what you may have heard, many sharks don't need to keep swimming to stay alive. Reef sharks generally sleep on the sea bottom throughout the day, stirring to hunt only at night. Christmas Island is home to strange and unusual creatures on both land and sea. Like the Galapagos, the combination of isolation and limited human development means that Christmas Island is home to many unique species. Probably the most famous of these is the red land crab. Living on fallen fruit and leaves, red crabs live all over Christmas Island, from the rocky shores to the rainforest-covered centre. Every autumn, at the start of the wet season, all 50 million red crabs head to the sea to give birth, in one of the greatest mass migrations on Earth. 50 million sounds like a lot of crabs, but numbers were estimated at 120 million in the late 1990s. The decline is due to the accidental introduction of the yellow crazy ant, which infests crab habitat and kills the crabs. Research is ongoing to find a way to eliminate the ant and save this beautiful keystone species. The blue crab is a less numerous cousin of the red crab. Blue crabs don't migrate to the ocean, but live their entire lives in mud burrows beside fresh running water in the rainforests. The Christmas Island variety was recognised as a unique species in 2012. But by far the most spectacular and intimidating creature on Christmas Island is the robber or coconut crab. The largest land crab on Earth, robber crabs can measure up to 1 metre across and weigh up to 4 kilos. Despite their fearsome appearance and 10-inch claws, robber crabs are very gentle and timid. Their size is an example of an effect known as island gigantism, where species on isolated islands grow to a size not encountered in regions with greater competition. The tortoises of the Galapagos are another famous example. Robber crab numbers are also under threat from the yellow crazy ant, but more importantly from vehicles, mostly associated with the Immigration Detention Centre. Despite being unique and critically endangered species, over 750 robber crabs were killed on the roads in 2013. Christmas Island is home to many rare birds. These are Christmas Island frigatebirds, the world's rarest variety. The cliffs are lined with red-footed and brown boobies, and inland you can find the Abbott's booby, also the world's rarest. There are also unique species of owl, pigeon, thrush and goshawk on the island. It is not possible to visit Christmas Island without confronting the refugee issue. The vast detention centre on Phosphate Hill houses over 2,000 asylum seekers, more than the total population of the rest of the island. Christmas Island had to be legally separated from the rest of Australia. Even Australians on a flight from Perth have to take passports to visit. With the closing of the phosphate mine, the centre is now the only industry on the island. The centre distorts the local economy and has destroyed tourism. Despite the natural wonders, we were 2 of only 3 tourists on the whole island at the time. Irrespective of the politics, the human cost is appalling. The calm waters outside a hotel hide the fact that this is a spot where on the 15th of December 2010, a refugee boat containing 100 Iranian and Iraqi asylum seekers was swept onto rocks in a storm. Whilst islanders watched, helpless to save them, 28 people, including 7 children, were killed, meters from our comfortable air-conditioned rooms. The boat hit the rocks less than a kilometre from the safety of the main port. The only memorial is a makeshift shrine made by the islanders out of toys owned by the children from the boat. The true long-term cost of the refugee issue to the island may be to its soul. The cliffs of Christmas Island contain many caves, accessible only to divers. With a torch and a sense of adventure, an entirely new subsea habitat can be explored. This is the iconic red lionfish. Their beautiful markings serve as a warning of the extremely venomous spines on the fins. And here is the rare sight of an infant. Less than half an inch long, which is probably only a few days old. This is a cowrie shell in the wild. The famous glossy shell is covered by a fleshy mantle used for camouflage. In the humid, airlocked atmosphere of the cave, the increase in air pressure caused by the waves outside the cave causes fog to appear and disappear minute by minute. The stalactites in the cave are hollow, and they ring like natural bells if they're gently tapped. things about being a diver is the unexpected encounters. Despite being months out of the migration season, we were lucky enough to encounter this juvenile whale shark, who, in a very unusual display of behaviour, came to play in our bubble streams. Although already over 5 metres long, he is still just a baby. This is the wreck of the Norwegian freighter Eidsvold. It was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine while loading phosphate in January 1942. Japan captured Christmas Island shortly afterwards and held it until the end of the war. This fearsome-looking creature is a bump-headed parrotfish. Luckily, they only use those intimidating teeth to chew coral. Our first encounter with serious volcanism was on an earlier expedition when we visited the island of Anak Krakatau, better known as Krakatoa. On August 25, 1883, Krakatoa exploded with a force 13,000 times greater than the Hiroshima bomb. The sound of the blast circled the world 7 times. 21 cubic kilometers of earth was blasted into the air, causing the island to lose over 2/3 of its area. The resulting 30-meter-high tsunami killed 36,000 people and threw the steamship Morale over a mile inland. 44 years later, Anak Krakatau, or son of Krakatoa, rose above the waves. Baby Krakatoa is now 812 meters high and still growing. Signs of the violent volcanic past and present are everywhere. These massive boulders have been thrown from the volcano crater several kilometers away. These tree trunks have had their branches stripped and have been petrified by pyroclastic flow. The effect of the volcano on the ecosystem is clear to see. The coral is much less developed than other parts of the tropics, as it is periodically wiped out by eruptions. The sea life around Krakatoa tends to be smaller than the rest of Indonesia, dominated by populations of small reef fish, nudibranchs and tube worms. Apart from a local population of moray eels, larger wildlife sensibly does not tend to stay around long. We camped out overnight on the island and planned to climb the volcano in the morning to see the sunrise. There hadn't been an eruption for 4 years, so we felt perfectly safe. Like everything on the island, the rainforest is periodically wiped out by major eruptions. Scientists study Krakatoa to learn more about the recovery of rainforest from destruction, which can then be applied to man-made deforestation elsewhere in the world. We couldn't come to the jungle without learning a few local skills.
It's a steep hill.
The view from the top made the hard climb worthwhile.
Want something? Squid?
The state of the seismic monitoring station clearly demonstrated how destructive an environment this is. Signs of volcanic activity are all around, from fumaroles to steam vents. Sulfur covers the ground like snow. The very ground itself is painfully hot and started to melt our shoes. It was at about this point that Ali noticed some unusual behaviour in the local birds.
Run away!
From a safer distance in the boat, we were able to better appreciate the forces that continue to shape the amazing environment of Anak Krakatau. The highest mountain on Earth is not in the Himalayas. Take away the ocean and the island of Hawaii is revealed to be the tip of an enormous volcano. Rising over 10,300 metres from the seabed, it is nearly 2 kilometres higher than Everest. The current island of Hawaii sits over a volcanic hotspot in the Earth's crust. Like a blowtorch cutting metal, the volcano cuts a scar through the Pacific plate as it moves northwest. This subsea ridge, running 5,500 kilometres past Japan to Siberia, consists of the remains of what were once Hawaiian Islands. The dynamic forces that shape the islands of Hawaii have given rise to a landscape of legendary beauty. Pele's home is a land of lush rainforest, cascading waterfalls and rugged coastlines. The centre of the main island is dominated by the twin volcanic peaks of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. Despite being less than 40 kilometres from the ocean, they reach up over 14,000 feet. You normally need an airliner to witness a sunset like this. Wherever you go in Hawaii, you are constantly reminded of the temporary nature of geology here. The very earth itself is constantly being reshaped. This is the crater of Kilauea Iki. In 1959, it looked more like this. The shifting landscape is a particular problem for the Hawaii Highways Department. Moray eels are a perennial favourite of divers. Despite their fearsome appearance, morays are docile, inquisitive and highly interactive, and they'll only bite in self-defence. The open mouth is not a sign of aggression, it's just how morays breathe. Hawaii is home to over 40 species of moray, ranging in size from 20 centimetres to well over 3 metres. They are almost blind and emerge at night to hunt mostly by a sense of smell. During the day, they return to their cosy hole in the reef, sticking their head out to watch the world go by. This is a snake eel, a close cousin of the moray. They live buried in the sand, gulping water to breathe. One of the most graceful and spectacular animals on the Hawaiian reef is the manta ray. Mantas are believed to be the most recently evolved fish species in the ocean. Ongoing research in Australia has shown that they are probably the most advanced fish species on the planet, with an intelligence rivaling dolphins. Their curiosity is easy to see. Here they pass our dive group, then swing back around to take another look at us. The crown of thorns starfish has a very bad reputation, as they survive by eating live coral. In large numbers they can cause severe damage, as has happened in some areas of the Great Barrier Reef. The reputation is only partly justified. The crown of thorns causes havoc in some areas, but lives in relative harmony with the reef in others. Recent research has pointed the finger at a human cause. Fertilizer runoff may be driving excessive growth of otherwise stable populations. In Hawaii, the crown of thorns does not cause severe reef damage, partly because they are kept under control by a natural predator, the giant triton shellfish. These are garden eels. Garden eels are very shy and drill backwards with their tails into sandy areas to leave only their heads exposed. Large colonies look like forests of plants, giving them their name. This helpful little fellow is one of the most useful creatures on the reef, a Hawaiian cleaner wrasse. They eat parasites and dead skin from larger creatures, sometimes whether they like it or not. Like a visit to the reef dentist, for some fish it seems to be a painful necessity. A species common on all tropical reefs is the triggerfish. With a diamond-shaped body and vivid markings, they stand out from the crowd. They are also very territorial and quite aggressive. Many divers chasing pictures of these beautiful fish end up with a nasty nip for their trouble. This guy is the national emblem of Hawaii. In English he is known simply as the reef triggerfish. His Hawaiian name, on the other hand, is slightly longer. Here you can see the start of a triggerfish mating dance. This pretty little lady is a spotted boxfish. Either she's been overindulging on the shrimp buffet, or she's expecting in a few days. In this family, it's the husband who wears the fancy pants. These are parrotfish. Although at first glance they seem to spend their entire day eating the coral reef, they are in fact a critical factor in the reef health, clearing dead coral and removing seaweed and algae away from the growing polyps. Most of the beautiful white sand on Hawaii's famous beaches is only there because it's been eaten and pooped out by one of these guys. Even underwater, you cannot forget Hawaii's volcanic origins. Here, volcanic gases seep constantly up through the reef, making a natural jacuzzi. Not every unintended human impact on the reef is destructive. The new Kona Kailua Airport was built on reclaimed land right at the edge of the ocean. An unexpected side effect of the airport's construction has created one of the most spectacular natural displays anywhere in the world. But to see it, you must wait till after dark. The bright airport lights attract enormous swarms of plankton, and when plankton accumulates, Pele's most wonderful children come out to dance.